Hello, welcome. I'm going to be doing going to try to make a quick tutorial of running through the Timewise 3D line and Microderm for those of you that might be trying this for the first time at home, or maybe you tried it with me, right? Or with your consultant you bought it and now you forget, right? So we want to make sure that you can remember how to go through the system. It's super easy. And then anytime you have a question, you can always refer back to this. So as I get started, I am going to start by removing my eye makeup regardless, right? So I'm using, of course, our oil-free eye makeup remover. And I put it on a little cotton pad, cotton ball. You can use a cotton pad, whatever works. And then I just gently swipe to the side. You don't have to press hard, which is really nice. I mean, it comes off so easily. And I have to press really lightly because I use daily contacts. So by the end of the night, they're like ready to pop out. So they come out really easily. So I have to be gentle, or else my contacts will come out. So you can see all that gunk coming off. I don't know if you guys can even see it through the camera, but oh man, you don't realize how much is like on there. And plus, I did a heavy eye makeup look today, so there's even like extra than normal. Um, on my lighter days where I don't do as much eye makeup. Okay, so you can see that. I'm also going to use it on my lips to help get that off. Boom, look at that. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So good. So, I mean, I still have a little bit of eyeliner, but I'm going to go ahead and just get started. So I have a bowl of warm water here, just because I didn't want the water running and interfering with the sound, but I'm at my sink. Obviously, you might be doing this in your shower, but same process, right? So I'm getting started with our Timewise 3D 4-in-1 cleanser, if you can see it here. Now I'm using the combination to oily formula. You might be using normal to dry, so it might look a little different, but it's the same process. So all good, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get some out. You don't need a ton, okay? I always say start with less, you can always add. So I'm going to put a little bit on my fingertip here, and that's probably more than I even need. But I'll get started with that. And now mine, again, might look different if you're using the normal to dry formula because that one's creamier. Okay, so go ahead and kind of rub it around your face. I do like my ears, of course, our neck. Okay, now if you're using your fingers, go ahead and do your small and upward circles like this, okay? Now make sure you get some water in there so you can really lather it up. Because I will tell you with this cleanser, if you're used to a cleanser that gets really soapy or foamy or sudsy, this cleanser is not like that, right? So it gets a really nice lather. It feels good, but you're not going to get a ton of suds. Some of our other cleansers have that effect, right? So if that's just something that you like in a cleanser, we have our 3-in-1 cleansing bar or repair foaming cleanser, right? Those are just properties of those cleansers. This one just so happens it's not as sudsy, like I said. Now I'm using my Skin Vigorate brush because I just love it. I can't just wash with my fingers anymore. Ever since I got this, I think it was like 6 months ago. So I'm using this. You don't have to, obviously, but I'm actually, doing my skincare for the night. So you're gonna see it gets like extra stuff off. I just love it so much. So bear with me while I do this here. But so the 4-in-1 cleanser obviously does 4 things. So it cleanses, it tones, so it helps with impurities that dull your skin. It also exfoliates. There are little exfoliation beads in there. And then it brightens because of our 3D complex that is in the Timewise 3D line. It brightens as well because vitamin B3 is in there. Okay, so I've cleansed. You're going to make sure you get it all over your face and your neck. Now I'm going to go ahead and rinse. So bear with me here. Okay, so I'm rinsing. I'm getting water all over the place. I feel like, in those commercials where the women are splashing their face with water, that's actually what I'm doing right now because I'm using a bowl and on video, and it's, yes, doing all the things. Okay, so next I'm doing Microderm. So this you would not do every night. This is 2 to 3 times a week, but I'm going to show it to you because it is popular, obviously. 2 birds with 1 stone, right? So you want to make sure your face is still a little wet. So I just dried it off, so I got it wet again. With this, you will, and you might not be using this, which is totally fine. If not, ignore this, fast forward, whatever. Get pea-sized amount. You don't need a lot. Again, you can always add more. So it's white, and your bottle might look different because we've switched packaging. This one's actually almost gone. So it might look nice, light, bright pink like the rest of the Timewise line. But anyway, you're going to go ahead and do, your whole face. And you'll feel the little crystals in there. This is our surface, exfoliator. So it is getting rid of all of those dead skin cells that build up on your face, clog your pores, they stretch out your pores to make them look larger. And over time, it affects the texture of your skin, which can cause fine lines and wrinkles, right? Because of all this extra junk on our skin that we want to get rid of because our cells can't turn over if they're clogged and, built up with all this old stuff. So you don't want to rub real hard with this. I'm just gently going in circles. Okay, so, and you don't need to press hard. You can feel it as you're doing it. Okay, so you can just gently rub, always upward and outward, and then go ahead and rinse. And I always do my neck too, because it just feels good. Okay, this is nice to do in the shower because, bear with me, because the little crystals can really get kind of stuck in your hairline and things like that. So it's nice to be in the shower where you can get a good rinse, but don't need to, okay? But it feels really, really good. And you'll feel like your face feels so smooth afterwards. I love it so much. So you're going to do that 2 to 3 times a week. You may or may not have that with this, but I'm including it in the tutorial just in case. Okay, so I've done my exfoliator. And it might not be Microderm. You might have our invigorating scrub, or you might have the facial peel, right? Whatever exfoliator you're using, if you're using one, you're going to do after you cleanse, okay? Now, after that, you're going to add in any serums that you might have in your regimen, okay? So definitely I'm going to be using the pore minimizer because I just did the Microderm. When you're doing the Microderm, pore minimizer is important afterwards because it helps to soothe our skin. Okay, so I've done 2 to 3 pumps in my palm here. I mean, remember, we just rubbed a bunch of crystals all over our face, okay? So even though I'm not red or irritated, this does help to soothe your skin just in case you might get some redness. But I haven't seen it, but it has a nice calming, soothing effect for our skin, so we always want to do it, and it helps reduce the appearance of pores, right? Okay, and with Microderm, we're getting all the junk out of there so that they're not enlarged, and then adding this on top helps to reduce that. Okay, now the pore minimizer you can actually use every day, twice a day. It doesn't have to be specific with Microderm. The Microderm itself is 2 to 3 times a week because it's the exfoliator. Okay, so I'm adding in that serum. Now, I actually use another serum as well, and you can do multiple, which is completely fine. I'm also doing the tone correcting serum, and I'm doing it here because it's part of my routine, and so I want to make sure I get it in tonight. And you don't have to necessarily apply it to your whole face, okay? So you can just apply your serums to where you are targeting with that particular serum, right? So with the pore minimizer, maybe only on the areas where you did the Microderm, right? Maybe you only really did it around your nose or certain areas. With my tone correcting serum, I, focus on my forehead and where I know I have the discoloration that I'm trying to target with that serum. Same type of deal, right? So you'll do your serum. Next is your day or night cream. Now I'm doing night cream because it's nighttime. And typically with Microderm, I always do that at night, just because I like the way it feels at the end of the day, to get a good exfoliation treatment. So I'm using our Timewise 3D night cream, of course. Now I'm using Combo to Oily formula again. I'm just going to squeeze out a pea-sized amount, okay? Not a lot at all. You do not need a lot. So again, just like with the cleanser, the night cream includes that 3D complex, which is that encapsulated resveratrol. And I can't remember if I mentioned this, but the encapsulated resveratrol, our age-defying peptide, and vitamin B3, that superpower brightener, okay, which we love. So with either of your creams, you're just going to dap around your face a little bit, and of course your neck, and then small upward and outward circles, okay? And it feels, like you saw, I didn't have a lot, but it feels so soothing. It really does. Someone that's actually trying the line for the first time tonight texted me and she was like, this feels like butter. You know, it's so rich and luxurious and you don't need a lot. Okay, so rub it in now. Avoid your eye area when you're doing your regular day or night cream, but you would just swap it out for whatever one, right, depending on the time of day. So always cleanse your extra stuff, your serums, your extra stuff, if you have it. If not, obviously skip it. Then your day or night cream. Now, final step, eye cream, super easy, okay? Part of the 3D line. Now I'm just squeezing it right onto my ring finger. You can see little tiny amount, okay? I'll squeeze it on one, and I kind of just share the love, and then dab, dab under, and then dab up top and around. We use our ring finger because it's our weakest finger, and the skin around our eyes is very fragile and gentle, so we want to be gentle with it. Okay, and the eye cream is formulated specifically for the skin around the eyes because it can't handle the same amount of moisture that's in these, right? These are really, you know, extra emollient. They're very creamy, right? We don't need a lot. A little goes a long way. They're packed with moisture. But with this, it can't handle as much. So it's a different formula specific for the skin, okay? So hopefully that helped. I know it's definitely longer than I wanted to go. I wanted it to be quicker, but wanted to walk you through the line in case this is your first time. When you have this down pat and you're just doing it in your bathroom yourself, it takes you 90 seconds. I mean, it's super, super easy, but hopefully that helps you guys. I'll be doing more of these. Okay, so stay tuned. Thanks.